Hello and welcome to Sonic 3 Angel Island Revisited. Today we're going to do a bit of a guide on how to get all of the achievements in Sonic 3 A.I.R. There's a number of achievements, 18 to be exact. They're quite fun little achievements, nothing too challenging. Um, but I just thought that it'd be useful just to do a little bit of a walkthrough on how to get each of these achievements. There will be timestamps in the description if you want to skip to a specific achievement. And yeah, we'll get cracking on with it. Right, so the first achievement is attracted to shiny things. This is to collect 300 rings without losing them. So I'm going to show off two methods of getting this. And both will take place in Marble Garden Zone Act 1 because that does have the most rings. Really, this first part's just going to be how to get all the rings without entering any of the bonus stages or the special stages. And if you follow this path, you'll sort of be guaranteed well over 300 rings should you not get hit. So you might want to utilize that. Again, if you've got supersonic or hypersonic, i.e. all of the emeralds, if you head to the right and go into the special stage ring, that'll grant you an additional 50 rings. That'll be the second method that I show off. But I just thought that I'd grab all the sort of ring monitors, ring boxes, just in case anybody isn't able to sort of do the bonus stages or doesn't have access to all of the emeralds for whatever reason. So again, if you follow this route, you'll easily be able to amass the 300 rings, probably over 400 by the end of the act. But if you go down here, you can drop down, get another 30 rings. Tails has gotten some rings down there, so we're on 121. Again, grabbing every little ring, it does really help, so try not to leave any behind if you can. I know it's mainly marginal, but you know, they do add up. And as you can see, we're over halfway done and we're still on the beginning slope. So we're heading down here now. We've got these speed shoes. If you do a little spin dash, you can go up just to grab a few more rings. And grabbing these three here will put us on to 200. Careful not to get hit by the spike ball so as to not lose your shield. Again, the shield isn't necessary, but the lightning shield really helps in that acts as a defensive barrier if you are to get hit, so that you don't lose all of your rings. But as you can see, it also attracts the rings to us, so that'll come in very useful throughout this level. Again, if you just simply follow the level as standard, going with spinning top, we've got the electric shield, so we don't have to worry about too much about manually grabbing all of these rings. At this point, if you've got the electric shield, jump down and land on these spikes, and you can double jump back up. That gets you an additional 6 rings. Again, it's only minor stuff, but as I say, it does add up. Now for this bit, I tend not to sort of rush through it just because I always end up in the spikes. And again, you might want to take it a little bit slower too. But if you go on the spinning top, take it down here, and that should net us an additional few rings, and that gets us to 300. It's a special stage ring there, and I'll show off another couple of monitors that you might want to keep an eye out for actually, just in case you're not at 300 rings at this point. It's another lightning shield here, but if you simply spin dash up here, go to the left, there's an additional 20 rings, and then I'd go down that way and finish the level as normal. So that's one way to get 300 rings. The other way, of course, actually we'd have to load up a standard save, but if you've got hypersonic available, this will make things a lot faster. Again, if you I mean, even so, I've still missed a few rings, but you should find that even doing this will be getting through the level quite a lot faster. You can see just how well Hypersonic can do if you are. You don't even have to go into hyper mode, to be honest. As you can see, we are losing rings. I think it's a ring loss per second. So if you're not too familiar with this level, if you don't want to risk going as Hypersonic, that's completely fine too. So you can already see that we're at this point an additional 10 or so rings better off than what we were before. Oopsie daisy. Now we're an additional 50 rings. So you can see sort of, even though we're being a bit more reckless in missing rings and stuff, just how fast you can actually amass that ring count. Let that thing go down. Don't want to get crushed by that. So I guess we could just skip past here, because mainly interested in just going for the special stage rings. But yeah, through there, that's your 300. So yeah, that's sort of two methods of getting 300 rings. One a bit easier. Again, with Hypersonic, you don't have to worry about losing your shield or losing your rings through damage or anything. So yeah, catch you for the next achievement. And so the next achievement is double dose of stars, and that's to get 2 invincibility monitors sort of simultaneously. Now the easiest way I do it is just through Angel Island Zone, actually. And there's a couple of star monitors fairly close proximity, so it shouldn't be too difficult if you just swing on these vines. Again, if you do mess up on the vines, you can always get tails to fly you up. But yeah, grab your first star monitor, go take the lower route, and yeah, you'll want to push this block to the left, go down here, and there's a second set. So that's pretty straightforward. Again, you might want to go for that lower set first and then go for the upper set. If you have difficulty going across the vines, just use tails to fly you across. Pretty straightforward. Right, hello. So next is old-fashioned life insurance. So this is to have 5 continues in one game. Now, as you know, if you go into the save function, it shows you how many continues you've amassed. And I thought this would be a nice simple way just to show you what you might want to do just to quickly get those 5 continues. Now, in Sonic 3 Air, there's some options that you can pop in. And what you can do is, if you fail a special stage, you can put it on Do Not Advance. Now, if you have trouble getting continues, that's something you might want to utilize, and I'll show you what I mean in a second. But what it means is, if you fail a special stage, you don't advance to the next one as you would normally, and that will help us get the continues, because if we go into this special stage here, this will be the first one. I'll quickly go grab the continue, which you do by getting 50 rings. That's all you need. You don't need to get a perfect in it. Just need 50 rings so you can avoid all the challenging sections. Again, if blue spheres aren't for you, and you know, maybe they're not for everybody. And I mean, I think eventually you'll want to do them, because I think so. If you go for the achievements, at least, some of them do require the special stages, but I don't think any of them require you to perfect them, right? So, I guess this might be if you're just going for the achievements, but not going for any perfects or anything. But yeah, if you go around here, you can get your 50 rings here. You can even get your perfect if you want. And then simply fail the special stage on purpose. What's your point tally? You know what, probably, there we go. And that should continue sorted. And then, if we go into the next special stage, we'll be back in that special stage, so we'll get ourselves another opportunity to mass a continue. Now, there is another method of getting a continue, as you may know, and essentially we want to go up. I didn't want to collect this many rings, actually. Let's lose some. I want to try having about 20 or so. See Daisy. There's a spring that I never knew about. There we go. That'll do. So awesome. Now the way to get a continue in this one is to get 50 rings. But in Sonic 3 Air, you have to specifically get the 50 rings within this bonus stage. I've never been a big fan of this, but hopefully we can pull it off. So you can see that around the outside there's 4 sets of 6, which gives us an additional 24 rings. So theoretically all we'd need is another 2 rings, and then we could sorry, all we'd need is there we go. And if we get one more ring here, that gets us a continue. Awesome. So that's the other way of getting the continue. So what I'll quickly do is I'll just show off the areas where the special stages are. I might cut bits of this out, actually, because there's no need to see this. But yeah, I'll cut to the special stages, just so that you know how to get the other few continues as well in Angel Island. So through here, go on this thing. That's another special stage. Again, we're back in this one, so all you'd have to do is rinse and repeat. Easy as that, really. So just do what I did in the previous special stage, and that'll get you continue number 3. So I'll join you guys in Act 2. So at the start of Act 2, and as you know, if you go down here, just keep rolling, and that'll take you straight to the 3rd special stage. Again, just rinse and repeat. That'll be continue number 4. And I'll show you the last special stage in Angel Island Zone, so that you may easily get that 5th continue. Right, so I'm at the waterfall. This is just as you're going up to go towards the boss. The reason I rejoined you here is because you have to go visit this waterfall. So I thought it'd be best just to show off where the 4 special stages in relation to here. So simply fall down to the bottom. Regardless of what route you go, you can just end up in this special stage. And yeah, that'll be continue number 4, should you go for it. Continue number 5, sorry. So yeah, that's the 3rd achievement over and done with. Right, so this next achievement is going hyper. Now, I don't propose on showing this off right now, because I've already done it on the playthroughs that I've done with Sonic, Tails and Knuckles. But I will provide a few hints and tips right here, right now. So essentially, if you want to watch how I got the emeralds, which special stage rings I entered, you can watch the Angel Island and Hydro City levels with Sonic and Tails. If you're watching the Knuckles playthrough, you can watch Angel Island, Hydro City and Marble Garden. That'll show you how I got to the super forms. And for the final 7 emeralds, if you watch the Mushroom Hills Zone playthrough with Sonic, with Tails or with Knuckles, that'll show you how I got the super emeralds and was able to transform into the hyper, or in Tails' case, into a super farm. Now, if you have a difficulty doing these special stages, down below I will link a link to Zone 0. That'll have level maps for each act as to where you might find all of the special stage rings. But I did show quite a few of them off during the playthroughs as well. And what I'll do right at the end of this video is I'll just show off going through all of the special stages. So that you've got them to hand should you need that. So that'll be right at the end of the video, just so that I've not got a load of special stages clogging up the middle of the video. But should you get all of the emeralds, you can simply go into any act, collect 50 rings, and then if you've got it set to double jump, that'll transform you into Hyper Sonic or Hyper Knuckles or Super Tails. If you have it as I do, set to a different button, then you can just simply input that separate button and that'll transform you into your hyper form. So it's fairly straightforward. Now again, if you have difficulty getting all of the special stages in one playthrough, what you can do is complete the game, get as many emeralds as you can, and then you can replay the game from the start with all of your emeralds retained from the save function, and you can utilize that just to go through perhaps some of the easier stages that you find, just to get the special stage rings. And honestly, practice makes perfect. What you might want to do if you want to get practice in one particular stage is just set the options to not let you advance to the next stage until you complete that special stage. That's what I showed off in the continue achievement just beforehand. So that could be something else that you utilize to your advantage. Right, so this next achievement is Score Millionaire, and this is to reach 1,000,000 points. And this might be one that you struggle with at first, but it's not too difficult. Now, if you watch the Sonic playthrough that I did, that's parts 1 through to 14. I believe I had about 1.2 million points by the end of that part, by the end of Doomsday Zone. So just going through the game, not deliberately worrying about the points, that could be, you can see that you can amass the 1,000,000 points again without setting out to do so. Now the easy way of doing that, or the way I was able to do that, sorry, is because I was going through getting all the perfects in the special stage. Now what that does is that gets you 50,000 points each time. So you'll definitely want to utilize that, especially if you're sort of struggling on doing so. So what you might want to do, again, is what I suggested in the continues special stage, in the continues achievement section, is just go into the special stage, get the perfect, set the options for the special stages not to advance, and then each time you go into a special stage ring, you'll continually repeat this special stage without advancing on to the next one. So what I'll do is I'll cut to the chase and I'll catch you at the end of this special stage. There you go, we've got the perfect. Simply fail the stage. You've got 50,000 points for a perfect, you've got 6,400 for the ring bonus, so that's already put us on 56,500 points. Again, and we barely scratched the surface of a level. So if you put it to not advance the special stages, you can continuously grind that one out just to keep getting 50,000 points. Now there are other methods that you might want to utilize to get into the to get that 1,000,000 points. So what I'll quickly do is I'll show you a couple other methods just to amass those points. And what we want to do is get to the checkpoint, having about 35 to 49 rings, I believe. And that'll take us into this sphere bonus stage. Now, if you get to the top of this, as I say, towards the top of it, you end up getting the these ring spheres that you can collect. Now, towards the top of the bonus stage, those ring spheres are actually worth 120 rings. So hopefully we get lucky. There we go, sweet. So we've already got 160 there. There we go, so we're at 248. Now, if we get to the end of this level now, and we have retained that amount of rings, the ring bonus is times 100. So already we've got 26,300 points. And that's just through going through the bonus stages. So what I do is I just utilize that sphere stage in particular. Whoopsie daisy. I try to avoid the jackpot stage, the casino stage, just because I tend to lose all my rings there. But yeah, if you just go through that, that could be one method of obtaining the amount of points that you want. And of course, already with almost at 300 rings, then that'd be an additional 30,000. But you know, let's say you're not very good at the sphere stage, bonus stage. There is another way to amass a great deal of points, and I'll explain how later. So again, if you just keep hopping into the bonus stages, if you go down there and to the left, we've got another special stage, so that could be potentially another 50,000 points should you choose to take it, and that'll put us up to 100,000. Plus the 30,000 would get by the end of this. So if you keep your shields, and for this next section actually, I'd specifically recommend a fire shield. So get rid of that fella, grab yourself a fire shield, and we're going to get ourselves a guaranteed 100,000 points. Now, how do you do that? Well, first of all, if we hit this fellow 5 times, and this is actually the reason why I don't have tails with us. So all we need is one hit to kill it. Now, all it does is it keeps going round, it bursts out its flame, it can't attack us with its flame because we've got the fire shield. And what we want to do is wait until the timer reaches 9 minutes 59 seconds. Now, in an emulator, you can speed us up. I'm going to have to cut. So I'll catch you in about 6 minutes. It's a good thing this boss theme's so catchy. So we've got 5 seconds on the clock. Again, with the fire shield, we can attack its underside. Make sure to actually get the hit in before you do get a time over, though. And what that should do is, all being well, it nets us 100,000 points as a time bonus, as well as the 35,000 points that we get for getting our 350 rings. That has already put us near enough 200,000 points. Again, had I gone for perhaps more rings for a bonus, or even done more of the perfects, we could have even boosted that points tally up to 250,000. So yeah, those are a few tips that you might want to utilize just to get that points tally up. And again, throughout some of the stages, you should be able to just hang back from approaching the boss. It wouldn't work for all of the stages. Like in Hydro City, you might have to worry about drowning, so you'll have to make sure to have a bubble shield. Otherwise, you'll have to keep jumping up and down. And you do have to make sure that you are able to time that last hit to land on 959. Otherwise, you won't get the 100,000 points. So the Ice Cap mini boss I find is a pretty decent one. For doing that, if you just sort of hang away from the side and then head to the right as you're approaching 9 minutes, and then you've only got to sort of dodge it for a minute or so, and you can get the last hit in fairly straightforward. You might even utilize supersonic or hypersonic just to make sure you're not getting damaged or anything before the timer goes to 10 minutes. Again, I tend to do it with the Carnival Night at 2 boss. I guess launch base boss, Mushroom Hill Zone. It's a pretty straightforward one. Flying Battery. Again, that might be a bit more difficult actually, just trying to time it to hit itself on 9:59, so maybe not that one, but yeah, so you can see there's several stages where you can just get 100,000 points just for waiting a while, and hopefully that helps you amass that million points for your playthrough. As I say, if you do want to see a full playthrough of it, I'm sure there's plenty of other playthroughs about, and there's also, as I say, my Sonic playthrough where I did get over 1 million points on that one. So yeah, just a few tips and tricks that you might want to utilize. And I think this one's probably going to be the biggest pain for some of you, so hopefully that helps out. Right, so this is just on the back of the 1 million points achievements, and some of you might be thinking, why not go to launch base zone and at the alarms do the spin dash trick? So of course in the original Sonic 3 or Sonic 3 Knuckles, you could spin dash here and the bird robots would fly into you till the end of time essentially, and that would allow you to rack up the points really fast, because eventually the points bonus that each bird gives off would just be so great as to provide you know, probably tens of thousands per enemy. Now unfortunately this doesn't occur on Sonic 3 Air. They've limited it to, I believe, 2 of the bird robots at a time, so you can't just stay here until the end of time as you could previously. So although it is still one way of perhaps farming enemies to get, you know, a couple of 100 points apiece, I don't think it'd be viable for the 1 million points score, I'm afraid. Sorry to dash any dreams. Alright, so the next achievement is Electrofishing, and that's to defeat an underwater enemy by electrocution. So how do you do that? Well, you simply go into the water with an electric shield, and it sends a little electric shock through the water, which you can use to actually destroy the enemies. So we'll use Angel Island as an example, because it's a dead easy level to get through, and I'll catch you once I've got an electric shield. Right, so here we are towards the end of Act 1. There's an electric shield up here. Obviously be careful not to lose it, and down here is some water. So if we simply drop down here, that'll destroy that enemy. You want to sort of drop in the center of it, but yeah, if you go through that should unlock the Electrofishing achievement, so it's not too difficult to achieve, to be honest. Alright, cheers. Right, so the next achievement is Longplay, to beat the game with any character. Now, I've done this 3 times, and I've done it with Sonic, with Knuckles, and with Tails. So I just advise, again, you can watch any other playthrough that you'd like, regardless of whether it's mine or whether it's somebody else whose maybe style you prefer to watch. But yeah, if you have any difficulties beating the game, there's lots of playthroughs of Sonic 3 Knuckles, and that should show you how. I don't propose, as I say, going through the game right now again, but as I say, we've already got a few videos of it. If maybe you don't learn best through videos, or maybe you're not a fan of like the Let's Play format, Zone Zero it is a website that has written guides, very comprehensive written guides, along with level maps, along with advice how to tackle enemies and bosses. And again, I'll link that into the description as well. And that might be another tool that you sort of utilize just if you do struggle with any particular part of the game. It's really well written, really comprehensive, and probably the go-to place for classic Sonic games. So yeah, that's Longplay out of the way. Right, next on the list is Tidied Up the Place. Now, I did actually mention, I believe in the Continues guide, that there's no reason to get a perfect. Well, apparently there is. Yeah, I'll hop into a special stage. Right, so this is continuing on into the Blue Sphere stage, and this is to get the perfect. Now, you do have to actually complete the Blue Sphere stage So just thought I'd show this one off because it's the most straightforward. I think these bits are probably the most difficult part, where it sort of snakes about. But if you just take it, you know, nice and slowly, press the button inputs when you need to, and you know, don't panic, and you should have this one in the bag. So we'll quickly get through this special stage. And as I say, if you just follow the route I'm taking, this will get you that perfect. And if you want to see how to do some of the other special stages on a perfect, again, you can just check out the Sonic playthrough, and that'll show you how to obtain those perfects. But get these last 4, and that's the special stage over and done with. So yeah, perfect. And there you can see our points tally. Get 50,000, get a continue. Yeah, that's all you need to do. Right, so welcome on in, and this is there an exit up here? And this is to go to the glowing sphere bonus stage. So again, everybody's favourite, Angel Island Act 1. And again, if you do have difficulty with this special stage, I would just say just farm this this upcoming checkpoint, really. I think the best way to get into the glowing sphere stage is to have about just over 35 rings. So if you just follow this route, grab these rings here just to build up the ring quota a bit. We'll just go over here and grab 36. That should be sufficient to get us into the glowing sphere stage. You can actually tell the special stage by the colour of the stars that are orbiting it. I think pure white is the sort of the Sonic 3 one, the other sphere one. Pure red is the Jackpot one, and red and white is this one. So what I find is if you hold the direction you want to jump in, that does help me if I sort of do screw up. But really, you want to sort of time it so when Sonic's facing the direction, just as he's getting towards the edge of the sphere, that's when you make your jump. Again, using the flippers will help out, and then, as I say, just holding the direction you want to jump, timing it correctly, that should be straightforward. Alright, catch you for the next achievement, which I believe is another special bonus stage one. Right, so this one's Jackpot, and it's quite simply win the jackpot in the slot machine's bonus stage. Now, as you know, I'm not a massive fan of this one, but we'll see how we get on. So again, Angel Island is your go-to, and we want to approach the special stage with about 20 to 34 rings, so try not to grab too many on the way. There you go. Oops, almost got hit by that then. There we go, that's 22, that should be sufficient. And in we go. So essentially this is just getting lucky. We got the Tails Jackpot, which does net us a continue, but it's not what we want. And yeah, I'll probably cut to when we do get the coveted jackpot, so I'll catch you then. Oh no. So I'm just trying this in Hidden Palace Zone because I find Jack just going through the level without any effort gets you 21 rings, which will get you into this this bonus stage. So hopefully it'll hasten the process a little bit, and that might be something that you want to use. Thank you, Sonic. That might be something that you want to use if you're maybe struggling with either this or the glowing sphere bonus stage. Hey, there we go. Awesome. So, as I say, I did go into Hidden Palace Zone just to speed that up. I might show that off how I got to that bonus stage as well. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward. So there you go. That's a jackpot over and done with. Awesome. Right, so this one's a bit of a fun one, bursting through the jungle. This is to finish Angel Island Zone Act 1 in under 45 seconds. Let's give it a go. So go to time attack, and then I'll probably cut to the best attempt, or to the successful attempt, sorry. So just start off with a spin dash. Not the greatest of starts, but that's okay. Nice. At least I didn't hit the spring this time. So you don't have to be like the fastest speedrunner or anything to get this. I'm not a speedrunner by any stretch, and you know, I still do get close to it, and on occasion successfully get it. I think it's more than lenient, to be honest. Under here, just do a quick spin dash. Just jump here, quickly jump off and bounce onto that thing. And I think we should make this actually. Yeah, 44.35 seconds. So again, it took me probably 4 or 5 attempts to do that. And as you can see, I did get slightly better, and I have done slightly worse in the past. So there you go. That's bursting through the jungle. All done and dusted. Right, so continuing on with our achievements video, we're going to do attracted to giant shiny things. So for this, we're going to go and load up a save from our save slot. You might find it easier to go through as tails, to be honest. That might be a preferred method just because you can utilize the flying ability to get to some spots. But let's show off as Sonic, so that if you are playing as Sonic alone, you'll know how to reach these. I'm not quite sure whether Knuckles would be able to manage this. It might possibly be able to, but whoopsie daisy. But I'm not too sure. So Sonic or Tails, or Sonic and Tails should be sufficient. So first special stage ring was just to the right there, just past the invincibility. Fairly straightforward one, to be honest. And actually, the first couple are in fairly close proximity, believe it or not. So for the second one, we just want to continue rising up and jump on this spinny platform. Then we'll be heading off to the left-hand side, and there you go. And for the third one, we want to jump across here. Careful not to touch the fire shield. You'll want to retain the electric shield as long as possible, really. And we just want to make our way up to this flat platform, and our third one is just through here. Now I use the box to bounce up. If you've got tails, you can fly up, and it is possible with a bit of good timing just to double jump with the shield. So yeah, now we want to go right, and this will lead us to our fourth special stage. I believe I showed this off in the 300 ring video. In fact, you might want to I know I probably should have mentioned this in the 300 ring portion, but yeah, you might want to attempt this while going for the 300 ring achievement as well. But yeah, our fourth ring is just through there, and again, we've got 300 rings. So now we're going to go back. As I say, there's a further 4 special stage rings in the stage, but I only know how to get another 3. But 6 is all you need, so you don't need to go after any further ones. I'm just going to grab the 7th, just in case people want to see where they are. Actually, when I was sort of mapping out the route I wanted to take, I actually discovered because I'd seen whether I could get all the way in one run. And I found this entirely new part of Marble Garden Zone that I'd never ever experienced, or if I have experienced it before. It's so long ago that I've forgotten about it. So that's pretty interesting. Again, I'm sort of not cutting, just in case anybody is playing along and wants to see exactly where they are. So unfortunately we lost our shield, but that's okay. And that's our 5th one. Actually, the electric shield would have been pretty handy. I think there's another one coming up though. Yeah, nice. So we've gotten 5 so far. Now the 6th and 7th, you'll want to go either up or down, and that'll lead you to a separate special stage each time. Of course, just hit this and keep ducking as you do to avoid the arrows. Our sorry about that, Tails. Our 6th special stage is through there. Of course, you do need to make it without dying as well. So, oopsie daisy, no, take me back up here. If you have lost a life, then you won't get the achievement. Shoot. Hopefully I can manage this. Sweet. So what I wanted to do is actually backtrack this way, jump up here, and then we're going to make it to where that path split off, and this time just head down. So, oopsie daisy. Well, I was just going to point out that we did just go past the checkpoint up there, and this is where the 7th one would be up there. Now you will notice actually that in my haste I did jump off. If you just run down that naturally, you will come off the left hand side, so don't worry about having to jump off. You'll do that regardless. I just got a bit lucky with how I did jump down there, and as I say, the 7th one's just up there. So yeah, that's collecting 6 special stage rings without losing a life. Bit of a kerfuffle to sort of map out, but it's fairly straightforward. It's not too tough a zone. All right, cheers. Right, so the next achievement is Greedy Snowboarder, and this is to collect all 50 rings on Ice Cap Zone on the snowboarding section. Now you do have to do this bit as Sonic, and what I'd recommend is jumping as soon as you see the timer hit 10 seconds, just a small tap on the jump button, and you'll see why in a second. But if you do it too early, you risk going down the slalom. If you do it too late, you risk jumping over the rings. Let's get to it. So select Ice Cap Zone. Now it goes without saying you do have to do this as Sonic or Sonic and Tails, because Tails and Knuckles cannot go down the snowboarding section. As I say, normally just keep an eye on the timer. As soon as you see it go past 10 seconds, press jump. That'll get you those extra 10 rings, and then you'll continue down and grab the 50. So it might take you a couple of attempts, but if you keep trying, you'll get it eventually. And there comes Tails to celebrate. Right, so our next achievement is Want to See the Sunrise, and this is to defeat the upper boss in Ice Cap Zone, Act 1 with Knuckles. So the upper boss is the boss that you'd fight with Sonic and Tails, or Sonic alone, Tails alone, and of course the path is blocked off if you go through as Knuckles, but if you unlock enough achievements you can unlock secrets, and one of the secrets is actually to play as Knuckles and Tails. So you will need Tails to help you out, as the sort of hint indicates on the achievement. So if we go for Knuckles and Tails, Ice Cap Zone Act 1, and I'll catch you at the point where the path would diverge between Knuckles and Sonic and Tails. Right, so this is the point where as Knuckles you'd have to go right. If you were Sonic and Tails, whoopsie daisy, obviously don't get hit by the eyes, but you'd have to go up, as Tails has demonstrated for us kindly. So what we're going to do is just wait for Tails to arrive back with us, and we're going to use him to fly us up. Now once we get here, we'll have to do some glides to get up here and grab the invincibility. And we'll have to wait for Tails, it seems, because climbing is not an option. So get Tails to simply fly us up, and this will take us, as I say, to the Sonic and Tails, the boss that they have to fight. Otherwise, it's fairly straightforward from this point on, to be honest. In fact, we could even, I was hoping to get Tails to fly up to get a few hits in. Oh, I actually have to do that. Okay. Awesome. And you know, obviously getting it with 0 rings just to, you know, show off that sometimes it's okay to get hit. But yeah, that should get you the achievement, and you can continue on Ice Cap Act 2 on the Sonic and Tails route if you care to. Right, so our next challenge is Fluffy Fur Must Not Get Wet. This is to get through Launch Base Zone Act 2 without touching any water. As you can see, it requires the air level layouts, which you can sort out in the options menu. So just on the level layouts, change it to Sonic v Air, go to that select, and we want Launch Base Zone Act 2 Tails. And to be honest, the hardest part I find is the beginning part, to be honest. So you want to go slowly. Start flying there, jump onto this platform. And specifically, it's this bit that I find difficult. I actually got through that pretty fast. And I got pretty lucky that I didn't get hit by the flames. But once you make it past here, you should be good to go. And if you just follow the route as I'm taking, you shouldn't encounter any more water. So we want to go up here, take this, and again, just continue up. And of course, the higher you are, the less likely you are to encounter water, to be honest. Now, to be honest, the level does sort of force you generally towards the water. So we'll be doing our best to go the way the level does not direct us. And specifically, there's going to be a pad that launches you left. Don't follow that. Instead, we're going to fly on over and go up to this checkpoint. Grab that. And yeah, just keep heading right. Now, I'm not sure if going through here counts as touching water, but regardless, we're going to avoid it anyway, just in case it does. And again, if you just keep heading right, this will lead to a special stage. At this point, if you fly up, and eventually there'll be a platform that crumbles, that leads to a water shield, I believe. And up here, there's another special stage to the right. And continue on up and then heading to the right. And at this point, I don't think we'll be... I take my words back. So here, we're just going to continue flying up again, avoid the fire, and go through here. And then just follow the level to the end, really. I don't think there's any more water to encounter. I could be wrong, but I don't think that's the case. Once you get here, this leads to the boss. So yeah, that's how you get through Act 2 without touching any water. I don't propose to go through the actual bosses, but yeah, I don't think they have any water guns on them, so we should be all good there. But yeah, once you clear the act, that'll be your achievement sorted. So this is going to be Display Smasher. This is to open 18 monitors in Mushroom Hill Zone Act 1 as Knuckles. Now, as far as I'm aware, there's 20 monitors physically within the stage, and there's an additional 4 at the end if you time the signposts right. But follow this route and you should be able to get 19 monitors without having to get to the end of the stage. I'm not sure whether the signpost monitors do count towards this achievement, but as I say, if you follow this route, this should get you over 18 monitors. So again, Mushroom Hill Zone Act 1 Knuckles. Now, this is actually my second time doing recording this one, because I felt the first time I was going a little too fast to sort of explain where each of the monitors were. So if you follow this path here, go on the spring, and this will get you the fire shield. That's your first monitor. We're going to follow the loop-de-loop, and at this mushroom, we're going to climb up. This will take you to monitors 2 and 3. If you just avoid the mushroom being thrown by that mole, and at this point we can just keep running to the until we meet up with where the Sonic and Tails path would be, which is here. So once you get to this point, we're going to go to the left. So charge up a spin dash, and spin dash off to the left. The next monitor we're going to get is a speed shoes, and then once you get this, we're still going to head to the left, and we're going to head to sort of near the beginning of the Sonic and Tails route, specifically here. So once you see this enemy, if you just go on this spring and go up to the right, that'll get your monitors 5 and 6, sorry, and this invincibility will be monitors 7. Now, at this point, we want to keep running to the right and taking the upper route until we reach these monitors. Using the invincibility, you can get the Robotnik box and the ring monitor. Once you've got the ring monitor, we're going to head left, get to this spring, and we're just going to glide down. Again, glide down to the left. Once you see these rings here, if you just drop down, grab this bubble shield, that'll be monitor number 10, and then just hit the spring and continue right. Again, avoid the mushroom if you can, and this will take you to monitor 11. Now at this point we do want to start taking the lower route, so I'm just going to jump off and go as low as possible. And you'll recognise this as being the start where we joined up with the Sonic and Tails route. So if you make it here, you know you're on the right track. So go up here, just follow this, and once you see this enemy, again, you know that you're following the right track. Again, just avoid the mushroom here, get rid of that fella. And if you go through here, this should take you to monitor number 12. This is a live monitor. Now, just jumping down. And again, we're going to head to the right, and we're going to stick as low as possible for now. Again, I'm just avoiding that just so that I'm not rushing through the level. Now, at this spring, this is quite an interesting juncture. We will be back there soon. But we want to get this checkpoint and then just head to the right from there. Once you get this, this should be your 14th monitor, and now you head back to the left, jump on this mushroom and let it fall down, and then just go to the spring and continue on to the right. Now this time we want to go as high as possible. So if you see an upper route, keep going until you get these monitors. That'll be 15 and 16. Now if you go on this spring, and just keep heading to the right, and through here is a live. This will be monitor 17. Follow this thing down, and this will take us to monitors 18 and 19. And at this point, you should have gotten your achievement, and you will have 19 monitors. As I say, there is actually another monitor, an electric shield, throughout the level. but I thought this route would be the smoothest to show off and the least confusing. So hopefully that helps out if you are struggling to find 18 monitors. Right, so the next achievement is Animals on a Plane, and that's to release 35 animals in Flying Battery Act 1 before the first act boss. Now, I do know that I did call it Animals on a Plane. Unfortunately, I can't pronounce the word. But yeah, essentially, we're just going through it and releasing 35 animals as we go. So it's fairly straightforward. You don't need to do anything special, I don't find. So there's number 1, there's number 2. Again, if you just follow this route that I'm taking, that should be more than sufficient. There's 3, 4, 5. Of course, up here is our life. You might find it easier to play as Tails, again, just for Tails' maneuverability. If you go up here, jump to the left, and that should net you 6 and 7. Again, if you've got Tails, he can fly and destroy those with his rotor blades. Down here is number 8, and across the way is number 9. So once you've got that mouse, that should be your 9th animal that you've released. Again, you do have to get these done before the first boss. I know the boss does release a number of animals as well, but those won't count. So there is 10, there is 11, and now we're just going to follow the route up here. And you want to unlock this capsule here. This will get us, oopsie daisy. This will get us hit first of all, but it'll also get us our 15th animal released. So well worth doing that. Again, just following this path across here. We've got 15 done so far, and I think there'll be 16 and 17 here. Now, going across here, we've got 18 and 19, and then we can just jump down here. There's nothing to the left. There's 20, 21, oopsie daisy, 22, 23, and 24. Again, just spin dash your way up here. We've got 24 in the bag so far. Again, I'm just sort of going through some of these sections slowly so as not to miss any. That's number 25. Well, let's follow this across as well. There you go, that's 26 and 27. If you've got 27 at this point, you should be good to go. Wait for these to come down. As I say, you might find it easier to go through this as Tails as well. It's just whichever character you prefer. Possible with Knuckles as well, I guess. Here we go. So go with all of these. Now we drop down here. Again, you might want to follow other routes as well. So I've dropped down here and we're going to do that. That releases 5 animals, as you see. So that'll be 28, 29, 30, 31 and 32. And then if we continue going to the right, there's another capsule that releases some enemies. So oops, there we go. There's 33, 34, 35, and Tails got the 36th one. So that will get you your achievement as well if you've followed the route so far. So yeah, quite a sort of a couple of enemies that you might want to be mindful of. Again, there might be a couple of routes that you can take to get a few more animals released, but I think this one's fairly straightforward. Right, so the last one on our list is No Touchy, and this is to fight the second boss in Sky Sanctuary, popping at most one of the inflatables. So we'll head to Sky Sanctuary. I'm going to go as Sonic alone, just so that Tails doesn't pop any of the balloons. And what I'll do is I'll join you just before the just before the second boss. So I'll catch you there. Right, guys, so here we go, and of course for this one, we're going to be utilising Sonic's Insta-Shield, but just let the boss come into view, and once he's into view, just keep jumping, keep using that Insta-Shield, and that should be them all done, and that should be how you get your achievement. So again, I tend to go with Sonic alone, just so that Tails doesn't bust any of the inflatables. But yeah, that's the No Touchy achievement, all done and dusted. And just in case I don't bother editing this out, welcome to the Blue Sphere special stages. I might utilise this footage for the achievements playthrough, you see. So we'll see whether you bother with that or not. But just in case I do, I just thought I'd leave commentary in. So you want to go around the perimeters of these blue spheres just to turn them all into rings. That really helps just in case you're in a special stage for a while. It stops you leaving any red spheres about. And of course, if you're after those perfects, you want to collect the rings. I'll explain more about perfects in that special stage. No need to blabber on about them now, because we have got them emerald number 1. Right, so this is special stage 2. Normally I go straight forward, but if you go for perfect, it's actually easier, I feel, to go the route that I'm going to go this run through. So of course, to get the perfect, you need to collect all of the rings in a special stage, which is done by, there might be the odd rings scattered about, of course I've gone the wrong way, or you can alternatively go around these spheres and they'll turn into rings so you can collect them that way. So you want to make sure to do that if you are after those perfects, and I'll try to explain to you the tips and tricks to get those perfects as well. I did get all the perfects in the Sonic playthrough, so if anybody does want to see that done, I just recommend going to the Sonic playthrough and watching Angel Island and Hydro City and Mushroom Hill. But yeah, I wanted to leave those 16 till last, because that's how you get your perfect. So you want to leave those 16 that got last, you want to leave at least one of them until last. So this was quite a neat special stage actually. It is fairly linear, by fairly linear, I mean completely linear, if you just follow the line of the spheres. Again, one thing that you might want to keep in mind as well, particularly I find for the later special stages, is you want to finish them off fairly fast, or at least do the complicated parts fairly early on, if possible, because you do speed up the longer that you wait, or the longer that you're in a special stage. And that of course affects your judgment, or the timing of your judgments, and your jump speed as well, so you might end up jumping over 2 tiles accidentally rather than just one, if you end up mistiming it. Now to get the perfect in this special stage, once you're on 18 spheres, jump over this one. You can collect the rings here. Once that's all done, grab that sphere. Perfect. And yeah, that leads us on to emerald number 3. So this was actually my favourite special stage. Again, It gets a bit more open, but it is fairly linear if you just follow the directions of the blue spheres. There's a few complicated sections, this being one of them here, so you want to jump, 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 just to get those blue spheres, and yeah, other than that it's fairly straightforward. If you go from perfect, I tend to miss out these spheres here, because there's a lot coming. In fact, I'll tell you what, I'll show off how you might. You could also miss these two out as well, as I'm doing just to demonstrate how you might want to get the perfect. So if you go get this big central block here, that'll set out all the rings. You collect them, and you just go find the spheres that you left behind. These four in my case usually, but oh god, I've lost myself. Okay, that's fine. You can find ourselves. Right, those are the four that I usually miss out. And here we go. Perfect. So, yeah, don't mess up as I almost did. Yeah, that's emerald number 4. And welcome to special stage number 5. So if you want to get the perfect, save these 4 till last. And that's how you get your perfect. Otherwise, all the spheres are multiples of 9. So you want to sort of be careful coming into getting these spheres, because they're hidden behind a chain of red. And jumping back here will take you to the beginning. So that's how you get your perfect by going back over there. But yeah, once we get these set of 9s, we're all done. So fairly straightforward special stage, to be honest, nothing too complex. And yeah, emerald number 5, sorry. In the bag, so to speak. And so this one I think is the most difficult special stage to sort of map out of the first 7. Again, what I like to do is go forward, right. It's just how I always do it. So close off each segment. As long as you collect all the rings here, every time you go around this section, you should get your perfect if you follow this route that I'm doing. And we might even be able to get ourselves to continue. But yes, people do this in different ways. Like some people just don't close off these sections as I do. Which is fair enough, but this one does get you a perfect, and I think it's fairly straightforward. So once you get here, you should have this set here, and then just 12 blue spheres. Once you collect your rings, you've got your perfect. What should we get continue? So yeah, every 50 rings, of course, is a continue. There you go. Alright, so this one's probably the most difficult of the first set I find myself personally. If you want the perfect, get these rings early. In fact, I'll just show you I tend to leave these sets of spheres out for get me perfect. I tend to grab these, get this set of 4, and grab this next set here. Then if you go down here, of course being careful not to touch the red sphere, and collect spheres there, and now it should be a set of 4 spheres down. It should be down the side of one of these of the 2 sets of lines. Once you've got 14 left, that means you've only got these left. So if you can't see the section to get to the 4 spheres, just go down one of these lines and then you'll find it, if that makes sense. Hopefully I explained that all right. But yeah, that's the final Chaos Emerald, so it should be all good to go. And welcome to the first of these Super Emeralds. So again, for this special stage, if you get it perfect, I tend to leave these sets of 4 that you saw there to last. So once you've got 8 spheres left, that's when you want to go hunting for them. Now, in terms of the special stage layout, these ones are the ones that I tend to find a little more difficult to navigate myself. I'm not as familiar as the Sonic 3 ones, or rather, I tend to have like set routes for most of them, and I've got a few set routes for the Sonic and Knuckles stages, but you see at the moment we're just waiting to find a set of 9. The yellow spheres bounce you along several tiles. You don't have to go on any of the yellow spheres to get the perfect. Yeah, at the moment we're just hunting down the final set of 9, and I was hoping they'd turn up right about now. There we go. Now we've just got to wander around till we find our set of 4s. Yeah, that's how you get the perfect. Just leave these till last. Then bounce along. I've gone the wrong way. Bounce along this way. Gone the wrong way. That's fine. We want to bounce along this way. There we go. Nice. So yeah, it took us quite a while because I got a little bit lost, but otherwise it's straightforward. That's it. Super Emerald number 1. Over and done with. So yeah. So I'm quite liking it. Right, so our second special stage. This one is a pain to get the perfect on. I've tried to demonstrate it. I like to build up a bit of speed by just sort of bouncing myself between like 2 tiles until I speed up enough. And it's to make that jump there, which I managed to make in 1. But yeah, you need to make that jump across the 2 sets of tiles. So you want to go as close to a red sphere as possible, jump, and that should turn all of those into rings. Yeah, otherwise straightforward if you're just going through it normally. That's probably the easiest one if you're not going for a perfect. I'd say anyway. That's stage number 3 for the Super Emeralds at least. Whoa! So that's not what you want to do. What you want to do is go this way, and then I got away with that somehow. Go over here and grab these, and then when you go over here, grab those rings, and that's it. The rest of it you can just follow in a linear fashion, and that'll get you your perfect. You don't have to worry about leaving any spheres. So that's how I do it. Just minus the scare at the beginning. But yeah, as you can see, once you get this set, there'll be 1 left, and if you've collected all the rings, perfect. So not too shabby. Yeah, that's 3 special, 3 Super Emeralds, sorry. So, just going to say, this is an easy special stage if you're just going for the spheres. very tough one if you're going for a perfect, because in order to get the perfect, you have to jump in the centre and then make a jump outside into the same space. Again, if anybody wants to see the perfect in action, that's on my Sonic playthrough. For these purposes, I'm just showing off how to get the Super Emeralds, but just to point out that this one is a difficult one for the perfect. Probably the most difficult, I would say, for me, but other spheres, straightforward. And that'll be number. Right, this is number 5. I do actually like this special stage. This one's pretty chilled. As far as special stages go. Again, pretty straightforward to get the perfect. You'll find that just by leaving those spheres in the centre till last, or at least leaving 2 of them till last. Or even 1 of them if you want. You should get your perfect. Of course, we'll jump over them, grab that, leave those 2 spheres behind, and yeah, if you're collecting all the rings, that's how you get your perfect. So again, fairly straightforward, that one. And quite an easy perfect to get as well. Yeah, that's emerald number 5. I did actually lose count last time. Okay, so this one I find can be a bit of a pain on the backside to get the perfect for. What you want to do is grab these 4 rings and just grab all of the sets of 4 rings first, and then go for the sets of 4 blue spheres last. And if you are going for a perfect, you might just want to leave those sets of 4 right till the end, to be honest. This way. Not a lot. Awesome. So we've got another set of 6 to find. There we go. Yeah, that's emerald number 6. As I say, go for the sets of 4 rings first, leave the sets of 4 spheres last, and that'll get you your perfect if you want it. So, Super Emerald number 7. Again, this one sort of requires a bit of risk for the perfect. I always like to jump over that just to make going through it easier. Gone the wrong way. It's okay. Yeah, this special stage is a bit bothersome because of this. So you just it's not too bad once you're used to it, but I guess first time playing through it, it's always a little bit tense having to judge yourself going backwards. But yeah, it's not too bad at all. For the perfect, you want to jump here, turn right, jump over these, get those 2 rings, and then trust yourself to bounce back. And obviously collect all the rings as you're going along too. But yeah, guys, that's all 14 emeralds, 7 chaos emeralds, 7 super emeralds, And yeah, that gives us access to the Master Emerald. So that's pretty sweet. If you're playing as Sonic, you get Hypersonic. Knuckles, you get Hyper Knuckles. Tails, you get Super Tails. So that's pretty awesome. Right, guys, so at this point you should have gotten all of the achievements. So if you have gotten all 18 achievements, definitely give yourselves a pat on the back. Some of them can be quite tricky, so definitely well done. And hopefully this little guide did prove helpful for anybody who may have been struggling on one or two of these. As I say, some of them are fairly straightforward, but then others could be a bit more complex. But what's the point in doing these achievements? Well, you could do it just for the sense of, achievement or the inherent fact that they're there, so why not? But there's also a little few secrets you can unlock. So in this secrets menu, this shows us what we've unlocked through getting these achievements. So of course we've got the drop dash, which allows us to do the move that is in Sonic Mania. We've got the Knuckles and Tails mode. Now of course we did actually have to utilise this mode to unlock one of the achievements, in Ice Cap Zone. But this allows us to play as Knuckles and Tails through the game. You've got the Sonic Peel Out, which is an amazing move from Sonic CD. It's like my favourite move. We've got the debug mode that we can use if we want to, and we've also got Blue Sphere, which I did do a part on Blue Sphere, but that allows us to go through those stages. And we've also got the Sonic and Knuckles title screen, which I showed off at the start of this video. So there's a few neat little extras available, so if those interest you, definitely worth doing. And it is just a fun little thing to do anyway, just to sort of add a bit more playability to an already packed title. But yeah, for now, this is probably going to be the last video of Sonic vs Knuckles. I might possibly do a further video once Sonic Origins is released, just depending on what the challenges are like, and just showcasing them. But until then, that'll be it for me. So thanks for watching, and yeah, have an awesome day. Cheers.